10-rounder between a pair of welterweights, and Mike Buffer has the introduction.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. This is for 10 rounds in the welterweight division. In the ring at this time, the man in charge, referee Frank Cappuccino. And now for the contestants. In the blue corner, weighing 147.5 pounds in the black trunks with gold trim. He's originally from High Point, North Carolina, and now fights out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, with a record of 14-1 and 11 knockouts. Boxing fans, Ricky Witt. And in the red corner, weighing 144.25 pounds, in the red trunks, from Williamston, South Carolina, with a record of 21-3 with 16 knockouts, slamming Sammy Horne.
I want a good, clean fight. Any low blows, any thumbing, heeling, butting, holding it will cost you the round. Every round if I have to. When I say break, protect yourselves at all times, step back clean. Both you understand that. In the event of a knockdown, the man standing, go to the furthest neutral corner, 2 white corners, I'll point them. Stay there until I call you back. Okay? Both just touch gloves now, come out boxing, good luck.
What's at stake here? The winner gets Louis Resto. Now, Louis Resto defeated the ESPN welterweight champion Robert Sawyer here in Atlantic City. Now, Resto's first defense will be against the winner of this bout. The lefty in the black is Ricky Witt from Philadelphia with a record of 14-1, 11 knockouts. In the red trunks, slamming Sammy Horne from Pelzer, South Carolina, 21-3 with 16 knockouts. Lots of knockouts for both of these fighters. They're scheduled for 10 rounds. It's Witt in the black, Horne in the red.
And this should be a very even matchup. Both these fighters, I think, in terms of development, are about at the same level. Maybe one key thing is that Sammy Horne has never faced a southpaw as a professional. In his amateur career, which was only 26 fights, he only faced 2. So can he adapt to facing a southpaw? We'll find out.
Here in New Jersey, this will be scored on the round system if they go the full 10 rounds. 3 judges at ringside, Lawrence Wallace, Eva Shane, Mike Kostrov. Referee Frank Cappuccino not involved in the scoring. There is no 3 knockdown rule. And this is an 18-foot ring. Just a minute gone in the fight. Ricky Witt in the black today weighed 147.5. Sammy Horne weighed in at 144.25. Couple of welterweights looking to get a shot at the ESPN 147-pound champion Louis Resto. Remember that Resto won that championship, taking it away from Robert Sawyer with a 12th round knockout.
And you can look for Ricky Witt to press this fight against Sammy Horne as he's doing in his first round. Horne more of a boxer puncher, but Witt knows basically one speed, and that's come ahead. Often it hurts him because when he fought Billy Collins in his last fight and lost on a 4th round TKO, he admitted that he was overly aggressive, he did not pay attention to defense, and that's why Collins was able to hit him.
Straight left hand by Ricky Witt, who takes a left hook from Sammy Horne.
And in this first round, Witt has put a lot of pressure on Sammy Horne and has not walked into too many of those counter punches as he did so often against Collins.
Another good left hand there by Ricky Witt, the southpaw in the black. Right hand lead by Horne, that connected on the face of Witt. Less than 30 seconds to go in the opening round.
Expect many of those straight right hands from Horne. He and his trainer, Nick Amito, believe that that is the best weapon against a southpaw, and they tend to use it often.
Horne taking a good look at the first southpaw he has faced as a pro, And while he's been taking a look, he's been eating some left hand. In the opening round, Ricky Witt in the black trunks with a left hand that caught the chin of his opponent, Sammy Horne. We're into round 2. These welterweights scheduled for 10.
You see Horne using all this ring, and there isn't that much of it. It's an 18-foot ring, and we want to make a mental note of that for later when Tyrone Crawley fights in his bout against Melvin Paul, because this is a small ring for him to work in, and small for Horne to work in also.
Ricky Witt won his first 13 pro fights. His first defeat occurred last October here in Atlantic City. Billy Collins knocked him out in the 4th round. Otherwise, he was spotless.
And Sammy Horne comes in here off a 10-round win over Don Morgan, in which he won the U.S. Southern title. So he comes in off a pretty good performance.
Horne seemed to settle down in the last minute of that first round. He had a tough opening 2 minutes. Two good left hooks by Horne in the red.
Horne has pretty good hand speed. We saw some of that when he fought Jerry Cheatham in our ESPN tournament back in June. He lost a disputed 8-round decision, but in that fight showed us good hand speed and good combination punching. And he's starting to get some of that on track right now against Ricky Witt.
And he's using lots of lateral movement here against Witt. He's got quick feet. I don't think he wants to get into a slugging match with Witt. Good left hand there by Horne. One thing I notice about Horne, too, in his fights, he's very accurate.
And he's covering up well on the inside. Whoa, there was good straight left hand, though, by Ricky Witt. That stunned Horne.
I don't think Horne saw that shot. Less than a minute to go in the 2nd round. To Witt's credit, he brought it from his hip, and he connected on Horne's face.
There's the combination punching that we expect to see from Horne throughout this fight.
Blood now coming from the left cheekbone of Sammy Horne. So Witt draws the first blood.
Well, it was a good round for Horne until the last 20 or 30 seconds.
Two good left hooks by Horne. Blood now coming from the nostrils of Ricky Witt. Maybe Horne with too much movement here in the 2nd. Not enough punching. Coming up, round 3. We're in the corner of Sammy Horne. Nick Nicomento is talking to him.
You got to show him that you're the boss. We got to come out firing this round. We got to get busy. Do you hear me? Yes. And I mean it.
Hey, Ricky, you got it, baby. Come on.
Just gonna do your style of fighting, son. You can show him you're the boss. Come on now.
Nick on the left cheekbone of Sammy Horne. Eddie Aliano working on it. Here's some action from that previous round. Ricky Witt shook up Sammy Horne with the left hand. Round 3 scheduled for 10 for these welterweights. That's Ricky Witt in the black and Sammy Horne in the red.
Back in the hometown of Sammy Horne, Anderson, South Carolina, they are watching at Nick Nicomito's bar called the Plank House South, and they're all rooting for Sammy Horne. And as Nicomito delivered that lecture, I'm sure they also would like to see him be a little bit more aggressive.
Both of these welterweights are married and both have children. Their chance for some glory and money here on ESPN. Sammy Horne with a very good left hand in that last exchange.
And despite Nicomito's lecture, I thought the 2nd round by a very narrow margin went to Sammy Horne, because I think he did some effective punching, especially in the beginning portion of that round. In this round, he's shown us the hand speed and combination punching we thought we'd see from him. There's a good jab by Horne.
Sammy Horne's a sharpshooter. Ricky Witt's trying to corner him. Left hand by Witt.
And, you know, they thought the lead right hand would be Horne's best weapon, but his jab is landing often against this southpaw, which is kind of odd for a conventional fighter to be able to do that so often. He's controlling this round with the jab, so.
Good left hand there by Ricky Witt. And a countering right by Witt. Witt takes a 4-punch combination, make that 6 punches.
There's the hand speed from Horne. We were waiting to see it, and he is a very quick puncher, and when he punches in combinations, he's very effective.
Very nice looping left hand there by Horne. Horne, 3 straight jabs. Witt comes back with a left, and back comes Horne with a countering left hook.
And this is turning into exactly the matchup we thought. Witt a little bit slower with his hands and his feet, very determined, and Horne with the edge in hand and foot speed, but it's making for a very entertaining match.
Despite the banging, neither fighter really has taken over. Seconds, round 3. No knockdowns in the fight thus far. The only cut on the left cheekbone of Sammy Horne. Here at ringside tonight here at Resorts International, we have one of the star defensive linemen in the National Football League from the New York Jets, Mark Gastineau. I understand you're training to be a fighter, or at least an actor fighter.
Well, I might be an actor fighter. I don't know if it's going to be a fighter right now. The number one thing that I am concerned about is the New York Jets. You know as well as I know that there has been some coaching changes in the New York Jets, and I'm sure that that Joe Walton is going to do an excellent job, and there has been changes, and I know that all the players are looking forward to next year, and that's the number one concern of mine right now is football.
Well, you're obviously a big boxing fan.
I'm a big boxing fan, and I always will be a boxing fan. My father and I came up to watch this the main event, and we just came up to enjoy ourselves.
Is it true Stallone is training you for a possible movie part?
That is true. Possible.
Okay, what kind of a fighter are you? How would you describe your style?
Below average.
Okay, Mark Gastineau of the New York Jets. Thanks for stopping by, Mark. Okay, we're into round 4. These welterweights are scheduled for 10. Ricky Witt in the black, Sammy Horne in the red. Al, that last round was about as even as you can get. Who did you give the nod to?
Well, I gave the nod to Horne. I thought he landed many more punches, although Witt did land some very sharp punches. I thought that lecture by Nicomito before that round really took effect, and Horne was much more aggressive.
If you're scoring at home, I know it's a toughie. Lots of action here, and it is an even matchup.
And one of Witt's concerns that he would not do well on defense is being borne out, because he is taking a lot of punches from Horne as he's coming in, just as he did against Billy Collins.
He took a right hand with just about a minute gone in this round. Horne with maybe his best right hand of the fight.
And as you see, I have Horne ahead 2-1 in this fight. And he's having a pretty good round in this 4th round as well. There's that jab, and he's been able to land that so often.
Left hand by Witt. Countering left hand by Horne. He gets away from the ropes. Sammy Horne from Pelcher, South Carolina. Ricky Witt from nearby Philadelphia.
And the right eye of Ricky Witt is starting to close. It's really getting swollen from those jabs and left hooks that Horne is landing.
Horne with a short right hand, then a right uppercut, then a left hook. Horne looking really good here in round 4, using all of this 18-foot ring. Less than a minute to go in the round.
Sammy Horne reminds us very much of another Horne we saw recently, Dennis Horne, who came in here from Oklahoma City and fought a very good fight against Billy Collins before losing. Good boxer, good counterpuncher. He's got a lot of good weapons in there.
Al tipped you off about a developing problem here for Ricky Witt. His right eye is swelling, and Sammy Horne continues to peck away at it. The pace is quick and the punches are sharp. You're watching Top Rank Boxing on ESPN. Later on, we're going to have Tyrone Crawley defending his lightweight title against Melvin Paul. Ricky Witt has a right eye that is swelling, and there is concern in his corner. We are back live for round 5, scheduled for 10 rounds between these welterweights. Meanwhile, Sammy Horne in his corner heard a lecture from Nick Nicomento, who wants more multiple punches.
Combinations, come on. Tired?
Yes.
Anything wrong? Come on, let's go. You gotta throw combinations, son. Let's go in there and bang with the right hand. You threw one right hand the whole round.
Actually, some pretty good criticism from Nicomento, because Sammy Horne, despite how accurate he is not really throwing a lot of combinations. There's a left hook on the head of Ricky Witt.
Well, I don't think you need to be Sherlock Holmes to know that when he asked him, is anything wrong? And Horne said, I'm not going to say. I think his right hand is hurt. That would be my guess. He's throwing almost exclusively lefts. He's doing well with that punch, but Nicomento is right. Where is the right hand from Sammy Horne? My guess would be that perhaps it's injured. That's only a guess, but we'll see.
We'll keep a sharp eye on the condition of Ricky Witt's right eye as it continues to swell. He's bleeding from the nostril. Shoots the left hand, catches Horne on the chin.
But one thing Horne is doing, if he is fighting mostly one-handed, but he has landed the left jab and the left hook almost at will in the last 2 or 3 rounds.
Left hand by Witt, and Horne takes another shot with the left hand. Horne's problem this round is he's not full of action. He's hanging on the ropes, not getting off first.
He has thrown one right hand in this entire round. You see him pecking with the left and doing a good job of it. There's a good right uppercut.
In the last minute of the round.
Sammy Horne, I'll tell you one thing, he's shown us an excellent jab tonight, if nothing else.
Witt slipped 3 punches.
Uppercut, Sammy, right up.
No knockdowns in the fight. Left-right combination there by Sammy Horne. Horne digs the right hand. Witt on the take here in the final seconds of round 5. Comes back with the left hand to the head. The ESPN camera and microphone is in the corner. Ricky Witt.
Okay. All right. Do some grease. You have fun, Ricky.
Looking good?
No, when you are close, you don't do anything. Okay? All right? Okay.
In the previous round, the 5th, Ricky Witt took a vicious right hand from Sammy Horne. We are now in the second half of the fight. It's scheduled for 10. We're in the 6th. Over the first 5, Al, your impression?
Well, I have the fight scored 3 rounds for Horne, 1 for Witt, and 1 even.
Witt started out strongly. Horne came back. Neither fighter's been able to dominate the other. Ricky Witt has been fighting with a swollen right eye the last 2 rounds. He's been bleeding from the nostrils. Neither a factor so far. The only cut, as far as Sammy Horne is concerned, a bit of a slice on the left cheekbone. No factor in the fight.
Witt continues to push the fight forward, and in the judges' minds, if you like the fighter that is always coming forward, they may be giving more of an edge to Witt than I am, but I believe Horne has been landing. There's those jabs. How many of those has he landed in this fight? And that's what has created the swelling over the right eye of Ricky Witt.
A big shot by Horne. Now he's trying to capitalize. And Witt is on the take. A right hand started the problem for Ricky Witt. It's all Horne after that punch. And Frank Cappuccino stops the fight. It all happened with one right hand. And Horne did not let Witt off the hook.
Well, I theorized earlier that Horne's right hand was hurt. I guess I might have been wrong because he used that right hand as his trainer Nick Nicamito, as we look at him, had urged him to do. And when he used that right, Ricky Witt was there, and he hurt him with it.
You talk about an explosive, quick ending. Horne came out here in the 6th round and rattled Witt with a right hand. Bang! And Witt, I don't think, threw a punch the rest of the way. Let's see. Horne pressuring him on the ropes. Witt completely defensive here. From another angle as Sammy Horne cleans up.
And at this point, Frank Cappuccino was taking a good long look and about ready to end the action, which he will do in a moment. And the hand speed of Horne evident here, and that is one of his big attributes. We saw it early in the fight, and we see it now at the conclusion.
A lead right hand really hurt Ricky Witt. And he wasn't in the fight. Slamming Sammy Horne took advantage and takes him out in the 6th round with a technical knockout. Sammy Horne showing us a very good boxing ability. The U.S. Southern champion at 147 pounds takes out Witt in the 6th. Let's get the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Frank Cappuccino stops this bout at 117 in the 6th round. The winner by technical knockout. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the winner by technical knockout, slamming Sammy Horne.
Sammy Horne from Pelton, South Carolina, now 22-3. That was his 17th knockout. Ricky Witt loses for only the 2nd time in 16 pro fights. Horne now qualifies for a challenge against the ESPN welterweight champion, Louis Resto. We'll continue with more Top Rank Boxing from Resorts International Casino and Hotel, Atlantic City, New Jersey, after this pause on your source for sports. The next time Top Rank Boxing takes the air on ESPN, the Junior Welterweight Championship will be at stake, scheduled for 12 rounds between Gene Hatcher of Fort Worth, Texas, who is 16-1, and Ricardo Jimenez of Los Angeles, who's 26-9-2. That'll be Friday night, February 25th at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific time. We'll come to you live from the Showboat Hotel in Las Vegas. Join Al Bernstein and me at ringside. Also on the card, junior middleweights Clint Jackson and James Ware. In the ring right now, Al Bernstein.
We are here with Sammy Horne, who just pounded out an impressive 6th round technical knockout win. Let's get something straight right away. I thought maybe your right hand was hurt. That was not the problem, but you did have a physical problem going into this fight.
Yes, I did. I've had a problem with diarrhea since the weigh-in. I came in underweight. I didn't feel good. I don't know if it was nervousness or what, knowing that I was going to be able to fight Louis Resto if I won this fight. But I've been, back and forth to the bathroom all day long, and I think that weakened me a whole lot. And every time I seemed to bounce, I felt every bounce.
Now, you were able to use your hand speed very effectively in this fight, and you were able to land your jab almost at will. I know you wanted to land a lead right hand. Were you surprised that jab was able to dominate this fight and raise a swelling over his right eye?
Well, I'd been worried about using the jab against the southpaw, but I understand from a lot of people that the jab's the best weapon against the southpaw. And I've been told I got a good jab, so I just use it to my ability. My manager Nick, he told me to put 2 punches together and I'd stop this guy, and I'm gonna have to start believing what he says.
Now let's take a look at some of the action here, and you describe it, Sam, as you see you taking on Ricky Witt here.
Okay, I caught him sucker. I caught him with a sucker punch. I dropped down like I was going to go to the body and caught him with an overhand right. And for once in my career, I stayed on an opponent when I got him hurt. I've been hearing a lot of, bad talk about me not staying on an opponent when I got him hurt. But I caught him with some good punches. The referee did a good job in stopping it.
Did you think it should be stopped at that point?
Yes, I did. I really did, because I could see the look on his eyes. That's a bad look. It's been on my eyes before, and I know how he feels.
Well, we see Frank Capugine stepping in to break them up. Now, Nick Nicomito, your trainer, there has got to be some happy people back in Anderson, South Carolina at your place playing House South.
Yes, I bet they're all going wild about now, just like we are up here.
Quickly, you're going to fight Louis Resto on March 16th. Tell us quickly, what do you think about him?
Resto, he's an up-and-down fighter, what I understand. He put on a good performance against Sawyer.